No. Stop! Stop! Stop!
At the beginning of the video, an officer describes finding a bucket immediately to the right at the bottom of the basement stairs. The bucket, practically greeting anyone who dared descend, was close to the stairs, making it one of the first things noticed. This initial observation set the stage for the unsettling discoveries that followed in this bizarre basement bonanza. And you thought that was wild. Just wait till you hear what's next.
You mentioned observing the bucket. I guess where in the basement was that located?
As you go down the stairs, if you turn to the immediate right, it was at the bottom of the stairs to the right.
Was it in pretty close proximity to the stairs?
Yes.
After you made that observation, what did you do?
After I pulled the towel off?
Yes.
You won't believe what the cameras caught. The officer confirms the use of body-worn cameras by the department, which were operational on the day of the incident, February 23, 2022. He had reviewed his body camera footage before testifying, affirming its accuracy and consistency with his recollection of the events as they unfolded. Strap in, because the footage is as real as it gets.
At that time, on February 23rd, 2022, did your department utilize body-worn cameras?
Yes.
Is that something that was operating on that day?
Yes.
And did you have the chance to review your body-worn camera prior to your testimony today?
Yes, I did.
If you were able to observe that here in court, would you be able to recognize it?
Yes, I'll be able to.
Okay.
Things are about to get even more intense. Later in the video, the officer requests more units to the scene urgently, noting the presence of significant blood and the need to secure the house. With at least 2 people confirmed inside the house, the situation required immediate and careful handling to ensure safety and gather evidence. The suspense builds. Watch how they manage this crisis.
If we could get more units here sooner rather than later, that'd be appreciated. We've got quite a bit of blood down here. I want to clear this rest of this house. We've got 2 people in the house for sure.
You're not going to want to miss this exhibit. The entirety of Exhibit 2, lasting about 6 minutes, is played in court, showing the body camera footage from the incident. Following the video, the officer confirms the footage's consistency with his memory of the scene, and Exhibit 2 is formally accepted into evidence without objection. Things are about to get even more gripping.
And for the record, the entirety of Exhibit 2, approximately 5 minutes 59 seconds, was played. Officer, having reviewed the exhibit, do you recognize the video that was depicted?
Yes, I do.
Does that appear to be consistent with your body-worn camera footage that you observed?
Yes, it is.
And does that appear to also be consistent with your recollection of the scene on Stony Brook Lane on February 23rd?
Correct.
I'd move Exhibit 2.
Any objection?
No objection.
The Exhibit 2 will be received.
Watch how they navigate this next challenge. Towards the end of the video, after discovering the head, the officers, including Sergeant Brester who had just arrived, conducted a protective sweep of the house. This was to ensure there were no other individuals or potential threats inside. This sweep was not a search, but a precaution to secure the area and assess any additional risks or evidence. Stay tuned. The revelations are far from over.
What did you and the other officers do at that point?
Sergeant Brester was the next to arrive on scene. I kind of informed him of what we had up to this point and then what we needed to do next. We had 2 other officers responding. Once we got all the officers there that we needed, we conducted a protective sweep of the residence just to make sure there was no other people that we needed to know about, just to make sure that there was no other potential threats.
And you're the first officer to testify, so I'll ask you this because we've heard this term. What is a protective sweep?
It's not a search or anything like that. It's just conducting a sweep of the house just to make sure there's no other people hiding or no other threats.
Buckle up, folks. Can you believe this just happened? The video kicks off with frantic shouts to stop as the action unfolds. The footage captures a Florida woman's brazen attempt to steal car keys. When this fails, she quickly pivots to a more audacious plan. The action is just starting to ramp up. Get ready for a wild ride.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
After
after she tried stealing an old woman's car keys. This Florida woman instead upped her game by stealing a deputy's patrol car. She led officials on a high-speed chase that proved to be deadly.
Just when you think you've seen it all, you won't believe what happens next. She takes it up a notch by stealing a deputy's patrol car. This ignites a high-speed chase involving law enforcement. The chase proves fatal for her and others involved. Just when you think it couldn't get more intense, the plot thickens. Watch what unfolds next.
It gets so fast, she just got in my car, took off. Eastbound on Highway 40 past the substation.
And this wasn't her first tangle with the law either.
This is her criminal history. This is it.
Hold on to your popcorn. Did that really just happen? Marion County Sheriff's deputies are shown responding to an initial incident in a Winn-Dixie parking lot. They were summoned because a woman tried to swipe car keys. The body cam footage captures the tense initial confrontation. The suspense builds. Don't miss what she does next.
On February 1st, Marion County Sheriff's deputies responded to an emergency call in a Winn-Dixie parking lot. They'd gotten reports of a woman who had attempted to steal another woman's car keys. Body camera video shows a deputy respond to the scene to confront the woman, later identified as Kendra Boone.
You'll need to see this to believe it. This next part is shockingly bold. The video shows Kendra Boone being asked by the deputy to move to the back of the squad car. Defying expectations, she climbs into the front from the passenger side, ignoring the deputy's instructions. This is where she seizes control of the patrol car. Keep watching. The chase is about to shift into high gear.
Now 30 to 40, I'll go right to the back.
Video shows the deputy ask Boone to come to the back of the squad, but instead, she climbs in through the passenger side window.
No.
Brace for impact. Hold on. Things are about to escalate dramatically. The deputy manages to open the driver's side door, but Boone floors it and the chase kicks off. The high-speed pursuit is now in full swing with other officers quickly joining the fray. Up next, the chase takes a deadly turn. This next part is heart-stopping.
Finally, the deputy is able to open the driver's side door, but Boone takes off a split second later.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
Seconds after that, another squad is on her tail as the chase begins.
It gets so fast, she just got in my car, took off.
You won't believe your eyes. This is where it all goes terribly wrong. During the chase, Boone speeds eastbound on Highway 40, weaving through traffic like a scene out of a blockbuster movie. The situation escalates rapidly, culminating in a tragic conclusion. She crashes into a pickup truck, resulting in fatalities and critical injuries. The aftermath is just as gripping. Keep watching.
Eastbound on Highway 40 past the substation.
Boone led first responders on a high-speed chase that ended with her colliding into a pickup truck. She died, and so did two others who were inside that truck. A third person was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
Prepare to be astonished by this turn of events. You'll be astounded by the sheriff's blunt response. Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods addresses the media, his frustration palpable as he labels Boone a moron for her reckless actions. His blunt language underscores the seriousness of the situation and his dismay at the events. The tension doesn't end here. See how the room reacts when a reporter steps up.
Marion County Sheriff Billy Woods straight up calls Boone a moron.
During that incident, after he arrived, a moron decided to steal his patrol vehicle, which ultimately ended up resulting in us chasing him, and then in a tragic accident where two individuals were killed because of that moron.
Feel the temperature rise in this room. See how quickly things heat up during a tense press briefing when a reporter questions the policy regarding running patrol cars. Sheriff Woods, clearly agitated, emphasizes the gravity of the situation over procedural queries, insisting that the focus should be on the devastating consequences of Boone's actions. But first, a quick detour for some unexpected advertising.
Sheriff, what is the department's policy on the cars running or not running when your deputy leaves the vehicle? Because it seems like the car was running and she had access to drive away.
I have a feeling y'all gonna push my buttons. That means Okay? That doesn't play a factor into anything. This moron stole a police vehicle and killed 2 human beings. What my policies are, what the procedures are, mean nothing.
Boone's rap sheet included 13 felony charges, 9 misdemeanors, and 2 convictions. She even had a past charge in Marion County.
Fleeing and eluding. Oh, that's a shock.
This interlude might catch you off guard, yet it's oddly fitting. After the intense incident, the video shifts to a promotion for a legal team specializing in injury and disability cases. This commercial break highlights the unexpected turns and the complexities of legal issues following such dramatic events. Strap in. The drama continues with another intense police encounter just around the corner.
Listen, working here, covering the body cams that we do, we know how crazy and unpredictable life can get. That's why when things go wrong, like a work injury, car accident, or even social security disability issue, you need a champion in your corner. Enter Pomni Hockey Giordano, the powerhouse legal team known for turning the tables in your favor. And they're not just lawyers either. They're relentless advocates fighting tooth and nail for your rights, and they make sure that after an accident, you never have to recover alone. Their track record alone speaks volumes. They've secured more than $1 billion for more than 100.
Things are about to get super tense, and I'm not kidding. The footage returns to another charged situation in Glenn County, Georgia, where a man with mental health issues faces off against the police. The confrontation quickly escalates as the man resists simple instructions, leading to a serious scuffle. What comes next is even more alarming. Stay tuned.
Let's go. Let's go. Get your hand off of me now.
Put your hands off.
Get your hand off of me now.
Did you copy that?
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
What?
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
In Glenn County, Georgia, a man with mental health issues is slammed to the ground by a police officer. His arrest is captured on body cam.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back. Now. Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
You ain't see my pants come
Turn around, put your hands behind your back. Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
It happened on February 1st when police say the man was standing too close to the roadway. Body camera video shows an officer approach him and ask him to step onto the sidewalk.
This part is tough to watch, but keep your eyes peeled. The confrontation reaches a boiling point as the officer deploys a taser on the man, who continues to resist ardently. This harrowing moment captures the profound challenges and stark realities faced by law enforcement when dealing with individuals with mental health issues. Up next, watch how the officers handle the delicate task of transporting him.
Yeah.
Just be quiet. The man says.
The recording continues on with the man still on the ground.
That's it.
Open up 1050, I'm involved. 171 Bill Smith Lake, right above them. Got it, 1050.
Hold him up there. Hold him. Don't stay right there. Keep him right there for me. Got these pros bleeding.
Hey, before they go, will you grab their names, please, because they help me?
You know what's gonna happen next.
You guys good?
Don't look away now. The tension is far from over. After the altercation, the officers prepare to transport the man, who continues to express distress and confusion. His mother arrives on the scene, providing crucial context about his severe mental illness, adding layers to the already complex situation. The story takes another unexpected twist as the suspect's background is further uncovered. What happens next will surprise you.
I told man.
The suspect's mother eventually arrived on the scene and told investigators he suffers from severe mental illness. Even still, he faces a felony charge of obstruction or hindering a law enforcement officer. Reporting for Law and Crime, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
You won't believe this one. Lexi is informed by the officer that she is detained and not free to leave. The officer is firm in his communication, ensuring she comprehends the gravity of the situation. Lexi acknowledges her understanding, albeit a bit bewildered. Brace yourself, things are just heating up.
Lexi, I told you about this.
You are detained. You are not free to leave at this point. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Like, how big is the baby?
It's full term.
What?
So they started working her up. We did a pregnancy test on her, showed positive. She was denying that she had sex.
Here's where it gets a bit messy, literally. After Lexi claims she needs to use the bathroom, she barricades herself inside for what seems like an eternity. Despite repeated knocking, she only opens when there's no other choice, revealing a scene straight out of a horror movie with blood everywhere, which she attempts to clean up. Hang tight, the next twist is a doozy.
Then she said she had to go to the bathroom. She went to the bathroom. She was in there for quite a while. We kept knocking on the door. Finally, we got her to open the door, and there was blood everywhere. She was cleaning it up. So we took her back to the room, and I was afraid that she knew she was pregnant. She had done something to herself. So the doctor started doing an exam on her. We had the lady come to clean the bathroom.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any more bizarre, it is revealed by the medical staff that Lexi placed her newborn in a trash can, sneakily covered it with a new liner to disguise the presence of the baby. This shocking find was made after a cleaner noticed something off and peered beneath the clean bag. Buckle up, the roller coaster continues.
She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when they looked in there, there was no trash in there, but it was underneath the clean bag. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but she killed the kid.
Yeah. How old was the baby?
I don't know. It's full term.
This part is absolutely heartbreaking and baffling. The team's discussion shifts towards the tragic outcome. The baby is deceased. Lexi's penchant for deceit is underscored, spotlighting her previous fabrications about her pregnancy status. Hold on, the story takes an even darker turn next.
She just had it. She had it in the bathroom was what happened, and then whatever she did, I don't know. She's gonna lie. She wouldn't tell us she's pregnant. She's been lying the whole time.
Okay.
So that's what's going on. I just pulled the doctor out of the room, so nothing's been said to the patient or the mother that's in there yet.
Okay.
I have Leela, the housekeeper. If you want to interview her,
Yeah,
she's the one that kind of found.
Yeah, because I wanted to get with you guys first and then get with her to get her statement before I even did anything.
Well, I'm the charge, and this is what has happened.
Okay.
You can interview the nurse that had her.
Okay.
The two nurses that were taking care of her. You can talk to the tech, which is Lori. She's the one that went in there and actually found it.
You'll need a moment for this one. An emotional exchange unfolds as the officer attempts to extract more details from Lexi about what exactly happened. Lexi is tight-lipped, barely responding to direct questions about the baby's immediate fate after birth. Keep watching, because what's next is truly jaw-dropping.
I'm sorry, there's we discovered a dead baby in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. They came out at me and I didn't know what to do.
Lexi, I told you about this.
But
I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth.
It was not crying or nothing.
What did you do to it?
Okay, stop right here.
Stop. Number one priority, guys. Number one priority is she just had a baby. I don't know if she's delivered the placenta. She's bleeding significantly.
Yeah.
I've spoken to the obstetrician at Loveless. They want her out there as soon as possible.
Okay.
I need your permission to transfer her for medicals. She needs to
She's
be
19.
Oh, you're right.
But she is a student too.
Here's where the legal jargon meets real life. Lexi is updated about her legal status. She's detained, not arrested. The officer clarifies she must stay under supervision to prevent any escape attempts while the investigation is ongoing. The saga isn't over yet. The next part will definitely surprise you.
Yeah, she's not under arrest, but she is detained. Okay, she's not free to leave. So while this whole thing is coming up, you're not free to leave. Okay, one of us will be in here the whole time with you because you're not going to try to leave or nothing like that. All right. The detectives will be here. They're going to talk to you. Your care is of the utmost right now. Okay, they're going to do what they need to do to take care of you to make sure you get stable. They get you transferred out or whatever. Like I said, the detectives are already been notified. They're already on the way, so they're going to come talk to you. All right. So don't leave, don't try to do nothing. One of us is always going to be in here in this room with you, okay?
This interrogation gets intense. Lexi faces pointed questions about her silence regarding the newborn. Her admission of fearing trouble showcases her awareness of the potential repercussions. Don't go anywhere. The upcoming segment promises more revelations.
Where did you put the baby at? Tell me the truth.
When we got in there,
517.
That came out of your toilet?
he was crying.
You put it in the bag?
Yes.
Yeah.
In what bag?
It was bad.
Why did you say anything to us? Do you want to get in trouble for this now? You could get in trouble for this, baby.
Mom, all right, just give it time, okay?
The plot thickens in the aftermath. Hospital staff discuss sealing off the trauma room and bathroom for investigation after the housekeeper's unsettling discovery of the baby under the trash can liner. The narrative is far from over, so stay tuned for more twists.
The baby into trauma was, and that's when they started working. The baby was in. So I got the bathroom closed off. And then I got the trauma room closed off because the trauma room, the housekeeper went in there because they called her to go clean it up. So obviously before she checked the trash can, she cleaned everything up. When she threw everything in the trash can, she looked it up, felt it was heavy, put it down, and she looked in there, and that's when she saw the baby. Right now, yeah. So then they took obviously the baby in the trash can, trauma one, put the baby on the table, and then that's whenever everything.
Things are moving fast now. Lexi is prepped for transfer, and her detainment status is adjusted. She's instructed on staying reachable for ongoing investigative needs, underscoring the non-finality of her situation. What comes next in this saga? It's pivotal to the unfolding drama.
Watch your feet, they're going all the way in. All the way under there, see? Once we get this thing started, we'll get some heat burning.
only give you a short flight. I can't see a whole lot. I remember we rode in one of the Blackhawks in Iraq like that.
You won't believe this opener. On a typical October 9, 2020, in Santa Paula, California, retired firefighter Joseph Garces was just cruising along when he stumbled upon a scene right out of a Hollywood movie. There lay Samir Salgado in a parking lot, shot in the face, with Garces jumping into action like a real-life superhero. He swiftly secured a firearm and knife from the wounded man, and without missing a beat, started CPR. This first act of bravery by Garces was just the prelude to a series of jaw-dropping events. But wait, the plot thickens with the arrival of the police.
Saving somebody's life is the most heroic thing you can do, right? But in this video, we will see how a police officer even made this heroic deed something that the person involved in saving a shooting victim would regret his whole life. On October 9th, 2020, a retired firefighter, Joseph Garces, was driving his Jeep in Santa Paula, California, when he noticed a man named Samir Salgado lying in a parking lot covered in a liquid. Upon approaching Salgado, Garces realized that the liquid was blood and that the man had been shot in the face. The man was armed with both a gun and a knife tucked into his waistband. Garces quickly seized the gun, unloaded it, and carefully placed it on the floorboard of his Jeep. Then he retrieved the knife, using it to carefully cut open the man's shirt before immediately starting to administer CPR.
And then, things got weird. As the Santa Paula police arrived, instead of a warm welcome, Garces was met with suspicion and interrogation. Detective Chris Rivera, who apparently missed the memo on teamwork, directed his team to eject Garces from the scene, completely misreading the situation. This blunder cranked up the tension, as Garces tried to clarify his life-saving actions and his credentials as a firefighter. Hang on, because you're about to see the tension ratchet up a notch.
Soon after he started administering CPR, several police officers and paramedics from the Santa Paula Police Department arrived on the scene. Instead of appreciating Mr. Garces for trying to save a life, they made things worse for him.
Don't go to the car. Don't go to that car. Stay over here. Stay over here. Stay over here. Come over here. That's your car?
That's my car. I was driving by. I saw it.
Garces told the officers that he was just passing by when he saw the victim and that he was only there to help. He also told the cops that Salgado wasn't breathing and that he didn't detect a pulse, so his training kicked in and he started performing CPR.
Just when you thought it couldn't get more bizarre, following an intense back and forth where Garces stood his ground and critiqued the police's approach, Detective Rivera shifted gears to full-on confrontation mode. Misinterpreting Garces's frustration as hostility, Rivera physically ousted him from the scene, showcasing a spectacular mismanagement of the situation by law enforcement. You'd think it couldn't get worse, but oh, it does. Watch as the situation spirals.
Yeah, and I'm here helping him, so step the off. Okay? If you're a good detective, you wouldn't be yelling at me right now. You'd be taking care of your job.
After getting a strong reply from Garces, it was clear that Detective Rivera's ego had been hurt. "Get out of my crime scene," he started yelling at Garces.
Get out of my crime scene. What are you going to do to me? Get out of my crime scene. I'm going to make you next time. Get out of my crime scene.
Come with me, Mr. Garces. Mr. Garces.
Knowing that Detective Rivera was looking for a reason to arrest, Garces complied with his lawful but rude requirement and left the crime scene.
You're not going to believe this part. As the debacle unfolded, Detective Rivera, ignoring Garces's cooperative approach, decided it was a good idea to manhandle him. Caught on camera, this move showed a glaring disregard for Garces's rights under the Fourth Amendment, which is supposed to protect folks from unreasonable antics like this. Rivera's choice was not just over the top, but also legally dubious, given that Garces was about as threatening as a kitten. Next up, see how this all plays out when Garces reacts.
Hands on. Really, the pain compliance, that's what we need to do? Because you don't like me talking.
Upon approaching Garces, Detective Rivera forcibly put his hands on Garces' shoulders and C-clamped his forearm and elbow. Now, this was a totally bad move on the detective's part. In order for an officer's use of force against a citizen to be constitutional, it must be reasonable under the Fourth Amendment. You see, the Fourth Amendment gives citizens the right to be secure in their person against unreasonable seizures. Since there was no violence from Garces' side, Detective Rivera grabbing him in that manner was completely unreasonable. In addition to that, whenever detaining or arresting a citizen, police officers shall inform the citizen that he is being detained or arrested.
Here's where it takes a turn for the surreal. After manhandling Garces, Rivera decided to slap the cuffs on him and keep him briefly under wraps, even though there was zilch evidence that Garces had done anything wrong. This part of the saga underscores a massive misfire in police authority understanding and the proper procedures for detainment. Garces was eventually let go without charges, his head spinning from the absurdity of it all. But don't go anywhere. The aftermath is even more mind-boggling.
Take him. Turn around.
Rivera handcuffed Garces and put him under arrest. However, realizing that he would only make things worse, he gave the custody of Garces to another officer who was way more well-behaved and reasonable than him.
Just so you know, I'm retired because of PTSD, major anxiety problems. Being in handcuffs doesn't help me. I know you guys got to do it.
Got it.
He is accelerating this way more than I am.
I won't let him talk to you. You want the windows down or anything?
The officer informed Garces that he was being detained despite him being handcuffed. But even in order to detain a citizen, the officers need to have a reasonably articulated suspicion that the citizen has committed, is committing, or is about to commit a crime, which was clearly missing in the case of Garces.
And just when you think we've hit peak drama, after getting patched up for injuries he got during the scuffle, Garces took his grievances to court, filing a lawsuit against Detective Rivera and the city for trampling on his civil rights. However, in a twist worthy of a daytime TV drama, the court handed Rivera qualified immunity, claiming the roughhousing didn't quite cross the constitutional line. This verdict stirred up more controversy about police behavior and the shield of qualified immunity. Stay tuned, because the community reaction is a doozy.
Rivera let his ego take over the situation and made matters worse. If the police are to have a respectful relationship with citizens, and if they want to cooperate with other professions, they have to respect other humans and their contribution to society, just like other citizens are to respect their profession.